Hello everyone, Noob here, and I just want to show you some tips on how to build your houses a bit better. I'm not actually showing you how to build a house, but how to just put those little improvements on it that makes it from good to great to better to best. So, a few tips that I've learned over the years that gives houses more realistic touches that you'll see in real life. And here's one of them. So, you see the little front here. These windows here are actually a bit small, and it looks really weird, especially with this brick right here. Normally, you actually want the window and the door to be in a line with each other. Ugh. And we'll just make that bigger like that. It looks much better now already. You just take that brick out, and it takes those lines. They just go poof, and just looks awesome. Now, if you notice, I actually have some... Now, some of you might make your windows like this right here. And it's fine. They're just transparent right here. And I put it at a 0.6 because that's how I like them. Different things for different objects. They're in different colors. They'll change. But you should make them a little bit reflective because that's how real windows are. Although you would change reflectancy depending on how it is. But... this is how you'll see real windows in life. They're actually a little bit reflective, so I'm just going to come here and just put a nice 0.5 reflectancy. There we go. And it's already looking a bit better here. I'll show you some contrast. This is how it was before. It was like, oops. This is how it was before, and this is how it is after. Now, you might not realize it yet because you can just keep seeing through it, but this will overall end up looking better. You get that little sheen in windows that you almost always have. So I built up some more scale replicas just of the front of the building. As you can see, there's nothing inside here except for nothing. Smooth, yeah, I know. So... you can see these windows here are not reflective. I'll change that in a bit in the next one. But one of the things that people do a lot is they put the door right in the center of houses. They did this a long time ago, but they don't actually do that too often anymore. In the more modern houses, they move the door off a bit, so it's not always symmetrical. Like over here, the door is actually off-centered a bit, and it makes it just look a bit more clean. And you also have less lines, because right here, where it's only broken up in the middle, it's just straight, and it's just continuous. So, you also see this, bleh. Anyways, well, you also see that this house is looking kind of, a little bit better now. Now the roof here is something I'll, point out here. If you can see on this one's a bit bigger than this one, and I'll just show you that over here. Although this one's not made like this. This is if you make it with regular bricks, and regular bricks is about that big, but my roof bricks are about that big. These are just plates made a little bit bigger, so they look like bricks, but they're actually smaller. And what you can do with that is you can have these like shorter roofs that just look more realistic, and then you just add this little like almost cross section here that just adds a little bit more decoration and more contrast with this big open area that would normally be here. Just put a little something in there and it looks a lot better. That's how these are looking right here. And of course these here right here are also plates because they have to, so the sizes would fit in between. Yeah. So next thing I did, I actually raised the foundation up a bit, because most houses you'll see they're not actually this flat. They're up on a foundation, and it just looks a lot better with it on foundation. And of course I added some stairs. Stairs are normally a lighter color than the back of the house. They can be the same color as this right here, but you want the stairs to kind of pop out a bit more to give your building more depth. I recommend a slightly lighter color. This is pretty white here, but speaking of depth, over here I add more color to the house. you can see I have this really dark foundation, but the poles here that I colored a bit more, they're not as dark. They're a little lighter, but they're still darker than the rest. It still adds more of that contrast. Ooh, my mouse here is kind of freaking out. Okay, next one over, I just added this like planners box here. And this planners box is, let me just, okay. And this planners box here is just to add a little bit more decoration. These flowers here I just got from a model that you can just get off of Roblox. And I just popped them in there to give it a little bit of touch. And then you can see this right here is the same color as the foundation. And that'll give a more uniform look when you get around to the sides. But if you can tell here, I put a wooden top, and the contrast there looks amazing. You have this nice dark color and a very rich color top here of wood. And it just adds the little tying factors, because, you know, if it was just stone, it's just getting redundant and very boring. And I also added it on the other side to just bounce out of it. Oops. Anyways, moving on, I just took the top out just a little bit. That had that depth I was talking about earlier. It's just a little bit of overhang that just makes the house look actually like you would see in real life. Houses aren't flat, they have dimension, they're 3D. So I had it pop out some, and it just hangs perfectly over the flower beds. And then I added these little wedges here, just to, you know, support it, because in real life, buildings are supported, they don't just magically float. That's a big problem people have. They have, like, buildings that would not actually work in real life. And also see I colored them correctly too. And lastly, I put the door in, I inset it a bit, so it's like in a bit more, adding the last thing of depth there. And I added a mailbox, which is off. There we go. I have this nice little mailbox here. You can pick it up in my models if you want it. I always think houses need mailboxes, and mailboxes look awesome. Yeah, so here's the finished house here, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm probably going to do more of these tips videos, because you know, just showing you how to make the changes rather than how to build the house helps your skills along. Well, even though if you copy people, over time your skills will grow, so you can be more original, it's still a good idea to know why that looks good, and not just that looks good. Anyways, guys, I'm Noob here, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.